if you want to put out campaigns or really any marketing or sales materials that is compelling to your ideal buyers so that they convert into actual buyers, and so that you can hit, and not only hit but shatter, your sales projections, the number one thing you want to do from a messaging standpoint is to intimately know your conversion context for the products and services you sell. Paige here from the Impact Copywriter, and I'm a conversion copywriter that helps founders and marketers run higher converting marketing campaigns by focusing specifically on the marketing messages they use to reach and convert their ideal buyers. We also call it the copy. Now, when I'm talking to prospective and existing clients, I talk to them a lot about the conversion context. And that's because the first phase of any work I do with a client is to do some customer research, and we call it voice of customer research, to figure out and map the conversion context for the products or services that we're going to be focusing on in that project. So you might be wondering at this point, what is the conversion context? And maybe you've watched some of my other videos and you've heard me toss around that term a few times. So I wanted to dedicate this video to explaining what I mean by conversion context and why you're going to want to add it to your vocabulary. Put simply, the conversion context is a collection of factors that influence a purchasing decision. Now, this influence can be either positive or negative. So some factors enable a conversion, as in they help an ideal buyer come to the decision to purchase your solution, but they can also be negative, as in that they hinder or block or discourage an ideal buyer from purchasing your solution. And you want to understand both sides of that coin because it's going to help you craft stronger messaging. And based on my experience, it's also going to help you craft stronger offers and stronger strategies. So the conversion context is made up of all of the different factors that conversion copywriters look at when we're crafting messaging strategies and actually writing copy for email, sales pages, ads, you name it. Things like motivating pain points or problems, desired outcomes, goals, failed solutions that your ideal buyers are comparing you against, switching factors like what happens in someone's life that causes someone to look for a different solution. What is it about your solution that makes them want to switch from what they're currently doing to something else? What worries do they have about your solution? What habits are they currently using that get in the way of them switching from whatever they're doing now to you? What do they like about competitors? What do they not like about competitors? What purchase criteria do they have if they're a more sophisticated buyer and come with a mental checklist of things that they're looking for? What decision constraints might be present? And I'm not just talking about money and time, which are popular ones, but maybe your ideal buyer actually has to ask someone for permission or has to bring someone else into the decision before they can actually purchase from you. What proof do they need to see to feel confident about making a purchase? And keep in mind that this can be proof on all kinds of different levels, among other factors. So I want to show you an example. I'm about to pop the top on one of my favorite energy drinks right now. And no, this is not a sponsored post. Celsius. So it's an energy drink / sparkling water that is made from all natural ingredients and even says it's clinically proven to boost your metabolism. It also tastes amazing. So let's talk about the conversion context from my experience of drinking Celsius. So in terms of problems, in the morning, I'm not a morning person, so I might need an energy boost in the morning. Now, my desired outcome could be that I want to feel up and energized, that I want to feel ready to take on the day and instead of being sluggish throughout the first several hours of the morning. Now, in terms of failed solutions, maybe I'm not doing anything, which is actually a failed solution, and that I'm just slogging through the morning with no energy, hating the fact that I'm not in my bed. Now, in terms of switching factors, if I'm switching from coffee, we could say that, well, I've started to notice that coffee stains my teeth, or that coffee has become too bitter, or maybe my stomach and my digestive system just doesn't handle coffee like it used to. But maybe what I love about coffee is that coffee smell. I have a coffee machine where you put in whole beans and it grinds the beans for you, and you get that really nice aroma, that nice coffee smell. Now, that could be a habit that I love that smell, that's part of my daily routine that gets in the way of me switching to a different energy drink solution. Now, something that I do love about drinking Celsius, if we're talking in terms of what we call pulls, so what is pulling me to try another solution, is the fact that it tastes great. It's sweet enough, but not too sweet. It's very refreshing. It's got a sparkling water taste with a bit of fruit in it. I might love how light and refreshing the taste is. And also I love that it doesn't stain my teeth like coffee does. And one thing I love about Celsius versus other energy drinks is that it doesn't wreck my nervous system. So it doesn't have that full-on sort of energy rush that you sometimes get with other energy drinks or things like 5-Hour Energy. But I might worry that, well, maybe it's going to be too expensive to buy canned energy drinks, right? Instead of, getting a whole bag of beans and making coffee at home. Maybe that's one of my concerns, like the cost, the daily cost. Maybe I worry the sensory experience isn't there, unlike with the coffee. So those are all examples of switching factors. Now, we've touched a little bit on what I might or might not like about competitors. So again, coffee, teeth staining, bitter, other energy drinks, terrible taste or too sweet or kind of an artificial sort of taste. Maybe they give too much energy and it hits you all at once and it kind of wrecks my nervous system in a way. But what I could like about alternative solutions, it could be price. It could be that there's a price difference. If we're thinking about coffee in terms of what I like about that competing solution is the sensory experience, which I've mentioned several other times about the smell of the coffee beans being ground in the morning. In terms of purchase criteria, so if I'm familiar with other energy drinks, I might be looking for the taste. It's got to taste great. Maybe they have to be easy to order. So I have ordered products in the past that were a total hassle to order. And I really want something that I can buy on Amazon and ship to my house on a regular basis without me needing to exert any extra energy or effort to go out and get them. And for me, one of the biggest purchase criteria, and even one of the pulls in terms of switching factors that I like about Celsius versus other options is the fact that it's clinically proven to boost metabolism. For me, that's a big thing. Now, decision constraints, we've mentioned a few times. Taste, of course. Price, of course. Ease of ordering. In terms of proof, it circles back around to taste. How does it taste? And then also, if you think about being able to prove things they've claimed, can they prove that it's clinically proven to boost metabolism? So this is actually a really fun exercise to help you understand more about how to look at your products and services through the lens of the conversion context. So you can simply take something that you purchase, that you use on a regular basis or consume on a regular basis, and start mapping out the conversion context for that product or service even that you're intimately familiar with. Treat yourself as the data source and map out a conversion context for that item. The conversion context is critical if you want to shape messaging that turns prospects into buyers more reliably and more often, because you want to enhance the factors that influence a positive purchasing decision, and you want to minimize or overcome or reframe the factors that influence a negative purchase decision. And if you need help diving into the minds of your ideal buyers and figuring out what that conversion context is for your products and services, I can help. To start a project conversation with me, come see me over at theimpactcopywriter.com.